Hey everyone, this is Pallavi and today we are exploring the 15th game of the book The Most Instructive Games of Chess Ever Played by Erving Chernev. Titled The Kingside Attack, this classic was played between Tarrasch and von Scheve in Leipzig 1894, featuring the Queen's Gambit declined. It's a brilliant example of long-term planning, powerful piece coordination and a textbook kingside assault. Reuben Fine once said, "A plan is made for a few moves only, not for the whole game." But Tarrasch breaks that mold. Starting as early as move 8, he launches a plan that builds into a devastating kingside attack by opening the g file, doubling his rooks, and bringing in the queen. He shows how to coordinate an unstoppable assault. This game is a masterclass in planning and execution. So let's see the game. So white started with d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3 and then bishop e7, bishop f4, c6. Black should instead attack the center with c5, e3, knight b d7 and now white played h3. Prepares a flight square for the bishop if black plays knight h5. Even in his early years, Tarrasch understood the value of preserving the two bishops. Knight e4. Believe it or not, this might be the losing move. Tarrasch comment on knight e4, the decisive error. After the knights are exchanged, black's capturing pawn becomes weak and needs protection by f5. It's then attacked by f3, forcing black to exchange and open the g file for white. White's queen, both rooks and the queen's bishop then combine in an irresistible attack on the g pawn, the keystone of black's castled position. I know of no game in chess literature with such a detailed plan leading almost to make where the remaining 20 moves culminate in catastrophe. So that was Tarrasch's comment on this knight e4 move. Knight takes e4, d takes e4, knight d2. And now black played bishop b4. Tarrasch again comments, had black foreseen the consequences of my plan, which was unlikely, he would have kept the bishop to protect the g pawn. Now white played a3, bishop takes d2 check, queen takes d2. White now has the advantage of the two bishops. Black played kingside castle. There was no need to castle and reveal the king's position. Queen e7 and followed by e5 would have provided better counterplay in the center. Now black played castle and then white played queen c2, f5. If nf6, then bishop e5 followed by bishop takes f6 will win the pawn. So after f5, white played bishop d6, gains control of the black squares while preventing queen e7 and e5. Rook e8. Better was rook f7, defending the vulnerable g-pawn. Black would likely have planned this move if he had foreseen Tarrasch's attack on it. Black played rook e8, then white castled on the queen side. Knight f6, bishop e5, bishop d7, f3. Another good move by white. Threatens to win a pawn by bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, f takes e4, f takes e4 and then queen takes e4. Now white, after white played f3, black captured e takes f3, g takes f3, the second step of the plan. The g file is now open. b5. Black tries to get some sort of counterplay on the queen side. Rook g1. Rook f8. Ready to meet queen g2 with rook f7, not rook e7. As white captures a piece with bishop takes f6 because this pawn will be pinned. So rook f8 And now white played another good move, rook d2. Much more effective than bishop d3, which would waste time as the bishop cannot participate in the attack on the g pawn. After this, black played rook f7 and then rook dg2, a5, queen f2. The queen is headed to h4, then h6, knight e8. This move defends the pawn again and prevents white from playing queen h4 because there is a queen here. Rook g5. Behind the broad back of his rook, the queen will reach h4, says Tarrasch. Queen e7. If g6, white breaks through by h4 and h5. If h6, then rook g6. Rook g6 and then king h7 and then queen to g3, queen e7, rook takes h6 and then g takes h6, queen g8, and it's a checkmate. So after rook g5, black played queen e7. Queen h4 threatens, queen h6 followed by rook h5. If then g6, then rook takes g6, knight g7, or rook g7, then queen takes h7 and white wins. So after queen h4, black played knight f6, then queen h6 threatens, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, queen takes f6, rook takes f6, rook takes g7 check, king h8, rook takes d7, and white wins a piece. So after knight f6, queen h6, and then rook a7. Other defenses lose quickly, such as if a6, then rook takes g6, h takes g6, rook takes g6 check, rook g7, bishop takes f6, and white wins. If king h8, then rook takes g7, rook takes g7, and bishop takes f6, and again white wins. If bishop to e8, then bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, queen takes f6, rook takes f6, rook takes g7 check, king f8, rook takes h7, and white wins easily. So black played rook a7, bishop d6. In a strategically superior position, combinations emerge naturally. So white sacrifices the bishop to remove a defender of the g pawn. Queen takes d6, and now rook takes g7 check. Black played king f8. Black must walk into a discovered check, because if had black played king h8 instead, then queen takes h7, knight takes h7, and then rook g8 checkmate. If rook captured g7, then smoothly queen takes g7 and checkmate. So black played king f8 and then rook takes h7 check. This pawn must be removed, as we will see later. King e7, rook takes f7 check, king takes f7, rook g7 check, king e8, queen takes f6. The threat is rook g8 check and checkmate in the next move if black defends with queen f8. Then queen g6 check, made possible because of the pawn on h7 was removed on move 27, followed by king d8, rook g8, and white wins the queen. So after queen g6, here queen takes f6 and then queen g6, queen f8. So here after queen g6 check, white won the game, black resigned. So a curious feature of this game is Tarrasch won without moving his king's bishop. So with this game we learned some key principles. Number 1, planning. Tarrasch demonstrates the power of a long-term plan, starting early and leading to a strong attack. Number 2, piece coordination. Effective coordination, especially using open files like the G file, increases pressure on the opponent. Number 3, value of the two bishops. Preserving the two bishops provides control over key squares, especially in open positions. Number 4. Defensive awareness. Black's failure to keep the bishop for defense weakened their position, highlighting the importance of both offense and defense. Number 5. Exploiting weaknesses. Tarrasch sacrifices material to open the lines and break down defenses, exploiting weaknesses. And number 6 is psychological preparation. Tarrasch's reliance on his king's bishop shows how personal habits shape one's approach to the game. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this game as well. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel to show some support. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.